Well, hello siblings. Welcome back to the Art Therapy Guide to Coping Skills. I'm Jason, the Marionette Therapist. I'm here with my friend Matt.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome. Are you ready to get into some art making today?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I know you don't like chalk pastels.
That's true.
What do you not like about chalk pastels?
I don't like chalk. I don't like that dry feeling on my hands. I don't like when things squeak. And so chalk has a tendency to do that, like, that rub noise that I don't like, but it can look good.
Yeah, it can. Thanks for sharing about that. Because I wanted to ask if you wanted to try chalk pastel, a pastel that you don't really like, on a part about anger and grief, which might be difficult emotions that you also might not like.
Sure.
And so you can associate with some colors or shapes what would represent that anger or grief type of feeling.
Sure.
With a material that's kind of like a little uncomfortable.
All right, let's try it.
All right, and just take a nice deep breath. And as you press down with that chalk pastel, what do you notice about that sensation?
I mean, these write better than I expected, so it feels more like almost like a crayon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's satisfying. I like that. It writes well. They're hard to keep neat.
Yeah, talk about that more.
See if I can maybe blur. Yeah, because it leaves that thick layer on top, but maybe you can use that to your advantage, to help make it feel like water or something like that. Something that's hard to capture with colored pencils, at least for me.
Yeah, so there's like a more organic nature to it, a flow to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it blends well, but it doesn't want to keep tidy lines. So. But knowing that, I can kind of use it so I don't have to use quite so much. I can blend to make the picture I'm trying to make. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, just noticing that connection from your hand of what this chalk is.
I'm going to give some color to these little droplets as well. I think the chalk will be good for that because, again, it seems easier to make that wet look.
Looks like it's getting a little messy.
It is getting messy. It's they want to blur together a little bit. That's okay. There. I think that looks good.
All right, great job. Now thinking about that sensation of pastels that we didn't really want to feel too much. Did that was that anything like anger or grief?
Yeah, maybe if it makes you feel reluctant to engage with it a little bit. But once you do, it's kind of the hardest part is the beginning, right? It's like, now that my hands are dirty, I don't mind.
Right. So getting into it and digging in seems like that transition is going to be really difficult. But once you sort of get your hands a little messy, then a little bit more mess is okay.
Yeah. It's like once you've started, you're already in it.
All right. Now on the other side, we've got some droplets going to feed the joy and delight, the garden of delights.
All right.
So after you've waded through some anger and grief, on the other side of things, there's some positive emotions. But we don't have to use chalk pastel.
Okay.
Does that represent joy and delight to you? Has that changed?
The switching will represent joy and delight.
Indeed. Okay, so for this one, we got some oil pastels.
Ooh, I love it.
All right, so we got some oil pastels here for you to try out.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
And just noticing that connection to that oil pastel. Another type of limb that's creative for a moment.
Yeah.
When pressing down with the oil pastel, what do you notice?
It feels smooth, and a lot of the pastel is left on the page, which I like.
Can you feel the oil pastel getting smaller?
A little bit, yeah. You can. You feel it change shape as you draw the stroke. It's sticky. It's easier to be neat, but not as easy as it is with the colored pencils.
There's a little bit more control with the oil pastels.
Yeah, it's like in between the colored pencil and the chalk.
Yeah, so just take a moment to find that sensation and breathe in. You know that as you're coloring, you're about to finish in the circle, and your time for using oil pastels will be over. So you get to really enjoy just whatever the sensation is now while it's here. While each guest comes and goes for a little visit.
That is like with the colored pencils, if you press harder, it becomes darker and thicker.
Yeah, what is it like just pressing with your finger on the pastels?
I thought it would be sticky, but it's actually slick.
All right, let's take a moment to process this section a little bit. What was it like to use these different art materials to explore the different emotions?
I think using different materials helps compartmentalize a little bit. Like, it's easy to kind of set down the previous idea and start a new one when you change materials in between.
Yeah, so if you picked up any anger or grief from the chalk pastels? Were you able to let that go by
Yeah,
the
I
next one?
no longer was thinking about anything from the previous drawing. It was like a restart. So.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything surprising about using these two materials for the first time in a while?
Um, they're harder to control than I expected.
Mm-hmm. Do you usually like control with your art materials? Is it like harder to get messy for you?
Yeah, probably. I think I'd prefer to have a lot of intention and
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of happy accidents, but you know.
Yeah, yeah. I saw I noticed that like delight and joy was like a pattern.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Uh, do you find comfort in certain patterns?
I think it was just I wanted to use a lot of different colors, and I didn't want them to start becoming too blended.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that the pattern of lines would be an easy way to let all the colors have their own spot on the page.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have any final thoughts about the chalk and oil pastel?
It was fun. I liked using them.
Cool, cool.